Okay, family, here we go again. Yes, another beautiful day, giving thanks and praise to the creator of you might conceive him or her to be, loving every minute of it. And the above going for me is a beautiful day. Listen, some clips I'm going to put on this Sundown Towns. They still existed. They still existed, Sundown Towns. And remember, before, your family always tell you when you hear the street lights come on, go home. No, we no reason for that. And then the sirens. You know, when you hear siren going off, you always think it's going to be a hurricane. No, that means it's time to get the hell out that Sundown Towns. And don't anybody mean Atlanta. When you get hurricane coming in, or storm or rain, the siren goes off. Now we know the siren meant it's a Sundown town. All right, folks. Some clips on here to keep you informed and to know what's going on. What's like I said before, wants to know, they can't really fuck with it. All about knowing. Wants to know, you can't really fuck with it. Hang on, folks.
Historical sundown towns, which are based on claims that go back to the 1860s. Over 150,000 people liked his video, which I hope is extreme misinformation. But
no, it's not.
I may be wrong. If you have
no, it's
better
not.
evidence than this website of towns formally or informally not allowing
those all the Sundown towns,
dark, then please let me know. I'd love to learn more. Thanks for your time. Oh, and a postscript. If you're worst, so this isn't representative. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, right.
Siren to let black folks know they're allowed in the town? Let's talk about it. A few of you sent this video of a TikToker sharing her grandfather's lived experience, asking if I could find evidence of this or not.
Years ago, that siren would go off solely to inform the black community that they're now allowed in town. So on Saturdays, when you have to go shop, grocery shop, go around and about, black people weren't allowed to do that until noon.
Just as with Sundown Towns, there's limited evidence of these horrors, and part of the reason I tell the stories I do. Keep in mind that written evidence isn't the only type of evidence. Oral history is still history, and this Mississippi town isn't the only place with residents speaking of this phenomenon. Since 1921, in the former Sundown town, Minden, Nevada, a daily 6 p.m. alarm would sound to alert non-white people that they must leave the city limits before the sun faded. In the mid-1970s, the siren was rebranded and seen as a, quote, tribute to the hundreds of volunteer firefighters that served Douglas County over the years.
Yeah, right.
As a result of years of letter writing, petitioning, and protest by the local Washoe tribes, the alarm ceased in June 2021 when the state governor introduced a law prohibiting any alarms with similar racist history. So it's probable that other sirens existed around the country as a means to alert black and brown people on how they should behave. And just like in Nevada, these alarms may have been later rebranded as a way to obfuscate the true history.
True that. Now this here really pissed me off, but it's all good.
You in the car, get out! And everybody come around to the back of the vehicle. It's all right. Who are you?
George Freeman, sir. This here is my nephew, Atticus, and his friend Letitia.
Where y'all from?
Chicago, sir.
You're a long way from home.
Oh, we're just passing through, taking a little bathroom break, sir, is all.
Any of you all know what a sundown town is?
Yes, sir, we do.
Well, this is the Sundown County. If I had found you pissing in my woods like animals after dark, it would have been my sworn duty to hang every single one of you from them trees. It's not sundown yet? Sunset is at 7:09 today. That's 7 minutes from now. Then we'll be out of the county at 6. Now that's impossible heading south on the road you're currently on. Unless you were to speed.
Maybe go north.
If you were to speed, I'd have to pull you over. Then we'll head north. That might work. Why don't you give it a try?
We will, sir.
I could not live in those days, folks. Nope. I could not.
Aren't you a smart one? Now, ordinarily, I would.
I'll be dead by now. Could not live in those days, folks.
But
Nope.
you asked me real nice. I might just let it go this time. Please. Oh, you can do better than that. Say, pretty please. Will you let this smart nigga make a U-turn here? Pretty please, will you let this smart nigga make a U-turn here? All right. Just this one time, since you asked so nicely.
If you're a person of color, stop scrolling. So I was today years old when I found out what a sundown town is. Apparently, a sundown town is a town where the residents are only white. Okay, you can work there if you're a person of color in the daytime, but when the sun sets, you need to be out of there. And if you're not, you can risk being killed, beaten, arrested, ran out of town, or even lynched. And I also heard sometimes the cops don't even intervene if a white person is doing something to you because you're not supposed to be out there after the sun sets anyway. This is mostly down in southern states like Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. It is in mostly all states, but it's more common in southern states. If you're caught driving out at night through a sundown town and you're a person of color, you're not safe. So before you take any trips, please do your research on sundown towns. Ever heard the phrase, be in before the streetlights come on? Generational trauma passed on. That's where that came from.
Yep.
Be safe taking southern routes. And sundown towns are way more common than you think, so please be careful.
Yo, let me tell y'all as quickly as I can about my night in a sundown town. Excuse me. Yes, I said that correctly. A sundown town. 2022, a sundown town. For those who don't know what a sundown town is, look it up on Google. But anyway, so I get a load going to a particular city in Texas, and I'm like, okay,
piggybacking off this guy here.
Get on over here and drop this off. They're gonna pay me this much. That's perfect. I like that. It's a quick 200 miles. Make it quick. You know, whatever the amount was. Great, cool. I get there, and I look at the exit. I'm like, wait a minute. It took me to exit 861A. For those who don't know, it's a place called Vidor, Texas, Vidor, Vidor. I'm like, uh-oh, I heard stories. Like pretty much everybody I know in Texas that's black tells me, do not go to Vidor, Texas. I'm like, okay. Yet here I was in Vidor, Texas. My load didn't deliver until this morning. This is from the perspective of yesterday. Didn't deliver until tomorrow at 8. It was like 5:30. So I get to the place. I'm not giving names of companies or anything like that. But while I'm driving to the place, I see trailer parks. I see a bunch of Confederate flags. I saw a doll of a black man. It was just a doll wrapped in a Confederate flag hanging from a tree by its neck. That's the type of stuff I saw in Vidor, Texas, which led me to believe that the reputation was fairly earned. I get there. The security guard says, hey, we got a code red. The guy gets on the phone and is like, hey, I can't, I don't want to be responsible for this guy's safety. Let me go ahead and find somebody because we stopped taking loads at 4 o'clock. But I'll get somebody over here from the other side of the plant. Tell him to hang on. So I hang on. I'm doing what I got to do. Finally, somebody comes by about 15 minutes later. The guy said, let me hurry up and get you unloaded. He quickly gets me unloaded. And he said, dude, you might want to get up out of here as soon as possible. We're at sundown. You want to leave here now. Don't stop until you at least get to Beaumont. I was like, okay. He was like, no, seriously. I said, well, what about the police? Why aren't the police there? Police turned a blind eye. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do what you said. He said, yeah, man, I don't want to see you getting in any trouble. So I went ahead and I took off, headed to Beaumont. I went to the Petro in Beaumont, slept there, and I had my Armalite Rifle 15
All
with
right.
me.
Okay.
With a couple of extra magazines.
There you go, bro.
I'm safe, y'all, but that was my night in the sundown.
I hate to see it. This is actually what's happening.
This is kind of long, so I can cut it short here. Hang on, folks. Hang on.
In North Carolina.
This part is kind of long, so I can leave the clip of the video so you can watch the whole thing. Hang on, folks.
Think about it and to exactly what I said.
You can watch the whole thing right there. Watch the whole video right there.
Able to go around
That's the whole video.
And provide services for people who are in need. That's exactly the type of thing we want our children doing. I mean, I would be so proud if this were my daughter. I would be thrilled and amazed with the work that she was trying to do because she clearly loves her people.
Okay, folks, be aware, be knowledgeable,
she put her money
and always protect yourself. I'm out here. Subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment. I'm out here. Much love.